What is going on? My name's Nick, and I wanted to tell you guys something that I was thinking about a couple days ago. And it almost got me fired from my job because I was just daydreaming. I was standing there, just kind of like just staring off into space. And my boss was yelling at me of saying, "What are you doing? Why are you standing still?" And I was just such an like a awe kind of moment because of what was going through my brain, what I was thinking. And I was thinking about this one in particular super weapon, right? Now, we all know super weapons, nukes, all that, but there's this one super weapon that really stands out to me. And it is so powerful that no scientist, no engineer, no physicist, like no one can explain its power or how it even really works because of how complex it is. And we all know this super weapon. It's called the human brain, your mind. It is literally the most powerful thing known to mankind, and you don't even realize that. 99% of people wake up daily and they're like, oh yeah, I have a brain. It's the control center. It controls my body. It controls my actions, my movement, all that. It's the main part of the human body. No, it is the key. It is the key to anything any human ever desires. For an example, let's say, you've been told growing up that being rich or making a lot of money or being a celebrity is not realistic. It's not possible, right? It's extremely hard. And so when we're told that, obviously that's what we believe because that's what we're told by multiple people, almost everyone, right? So that's been the default kind of belief that becoming rich or being a celebrity or someone famous is not realistic and it's impossible, it's hard. But that's a lie. That's not the truth at all. You see, when you're told that being rich, for an example, is not realistic and it's too hard, your brain takes that quite literally and it's it fears that. And so because we're told that being rich is hard and whatnot, we don't even try to become rich. We don't even take action into trying to do what people say is not realistic or impossible or hard because it's seen as like it doesn't happen. So that scares us from even trying in the first place. It prevents us from even taking action in the first place. And that's why 99% of people aren't rich. Now, let me tell you something. If you grew up, or if your whole life, everyone was told the opposite, that becoming a celebrity or becoming rich, whatnot, whatever, or something, something unrealistic told by society is easy and it's super easy, then that would be the automatic default belief. And basically everyone would be a multimillionaire because their brain believes that it is super easy because that's what they've been told. So then it actually makes it easy for them to become that because they're told it's easy. So it's just so crazy how like the human brain, like how the information that we take in kind of dictates reality, right? So example, we're told it's hard, we're too scared to even try. That's why we aren't millionaires. But if we were told, yeah, it's super possible, it's super easy, then we would actually find it easy and we would be multimillionaires. And it would be easy to do so because that's what we're told and that's what we truly believe. However, that's not the case because, as we know, everyone says that it's unrealistic and whatnot. Now, your mindset, right? Your mindset, the way you think, is everything. If you have a poor mindset, say, you tell yourself, I'm a loser, I'm a failure, I'm this, I'm that, then that's what your brain identifies as. Your brain's like, okay, that's our identity. That's what we identify as. And because of that, we continue to be failures and we mess up because our brain is like, okay, that's what we do. We mess up. We're a failure. So then the negative mindset of that can makes you continue to be even more of a failure. And it's just, you're just digging your hole deeper. So maybe instead of saying, I'm a failure, I messed up, when something bad happens, when you mess up, you tell yourself, no, we're not a failure. We're just learning, right? And you tell yourself that, I'm a success. I don't mess up. I win. I bounce back from losses, all that. Then that's what your brain takes on, that identity that we win, we strive, we make things happen. We're not a failure, whatnot. And so you continue to succeed because you don't have that negative mindset. Only you are your biggest enemy. If you really think about it, all the other people that you might think are your enemies, people that you envy, whatnot, they're not your enemies. You have one enemy, and that is yourself. You are the only thing that is stopping you from being who you want to be, doing what you want to do, becoming who you want to become, living how you want to live. You are the only person, the only thing stopping you from doing so. Because you're telling yourself, again, like I mentioned, this isn't realistic. This is too hard. So you don't even try. Or people tell you, oh, just give up. So you do so. But if you genuinely tell yourself, this is easy, this is possible, I can make this happen, then you will. And you will do it with ease because that's what you believe, right? You achieve what the mind believes. You've probably heard that saying before or something along the same kind of lines, and that's completely the truth. The mind achieves what the mind believes, or you achieve what the mind believes. And that's true. That's the truth. And it's so crazy how the human mind works, because one person could be overweight, like super fat, just have the worst diet known to mankind, doesn't work out, they're broke, they're lazy, they're in debt, all that, right? There's a bunch of negative things in their life. However, that exact same person could be a multimillionaire on a multi-million-dollar yacht with like 7 wives, money in the bank. That exact same person, all because they adapted a new mindset and changed their mindset. And that's what the power of mindset really does. You can be a completely different person just simply because of how you think. It's incredible. Now, there's a difference between having a mindset or knowing how a mindset works, understanding the fundamentals and things needed for this mindset, and the difference between that and actually having it as your mindset, right? So, for an example, you know what you need to do in order to do this, right? You know what you need to do in order to have that mindset, how that mindset works. But when you're tested, when that mindset's put to the test through reality, through real life examples, for an example, the law of detachment, right? You know that you need to be detached from this, from that, in order to have that part of your mindset, right? But then when you're tested with detachment or being attached to something, it doesn't work out because you don't have that fully adapted and equipped as your mindset. And in order to actually equip a mindset and have a mindset as your mindset, you need to learn through real life experiences. If you want to learn how to be detached from things, you need to go through real life examples where you're put in a scenario, in a situation that involves being detached from something because you are currently attached to it, or you could get attached to it. For an example, there's a girl you really like, right? So staying detached, that gives you the experience to actually learn detachment instead of being attached. So that's one thing. with mindsets, in order to actually have a mindset as your mindset, you need to go through real life examples that have to do with that mindset. And now another thing I wanted to touch base on was how it's really incredible, man, how you can do anything. You can do anything. You literally can do anything. And here you are saying you can't. So instead of saying you can't, say you can. Why are you saying you can't in the first place? Are you going to believe what other people say simply because of the words that come out of their mouth? What they believe in their own head? What they believe in their own head, the things that they are thinking and then say to you, does not dictate reality. I could say, I'm a 6'7" black man with 7 children. Am I though? No, not at all. So why would someone says to you, simply because of what they think and create in their own head, would you believe? Why would you believe that? Is there any proof? If there's physical proof that you can see with your own eyes, then yeah, you can believe it. If not, why would you believe it? They have no proof that what you want can't happen. Who you want to be isn't real, doesn't exist. That's not the case. Believe. You hear all these quotes online, and yet, oh yeah, corny quotes, scroll, blah, blah, blah. Those quotes have been telling us this stuff the whole time. We just never listened. 99% of people since the beginning of mankind have no idea how powerful the human brain is. Yet here I am telling you about it right now. I am letting you learn about your own self right now. So take this information, take it with a grain of salt, and do what you want to do. Take action, chase your dreams, become who you want to become, live how you want to live, because you can. There's nothing else that's saying you can't. Take action, live your life. Peace.